You.exe. This is another one that comes at us from You.exe. Again, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's about a guy who's a huge fan of old browser games and decides to go through to find some old ones he played when he was a kid. He eventually finds one called You.exe and decides to give it a try. At first, nothing abnormal happens. The game just kind of appears to be a standard maze type of game, but this is a creepypasta story, which means something abnormal has to happen, of course. At first, he hears the words, "I can scare you, I can kind of scare you," constantly being repeated. This is then followed up with some disturbing imagery. The rest of the story plays out a little bit similar to how Mortal Kombat.exe plays out, with some differences here and there, obviously, but I think where the two stories are similar is that, like, what happens in the game has ramifications on the world, and if you guys listen to the audio or you read the story yourself, you'll know what I'm talking about. So with that said, I'm not going to spoil the disturbing imagery. I'm just going to tell you to go listen to it. I actually think this creepypasta is pretty good. It's definitely not as simple as the last couple I reviewed, but they're creepypasta stories, and I think at some point I just kind of knew that I would come across one that gets a little unreal. And while I don't love those ones as much anymore, I still think this one is pretty good, and I definitely recommend checking it out. Listen to the audio, or if you prefer to read these stories, then give it a read. It's definitely worth your time.